So that's the first one. That's the second one. It looks like maybe you should change the window to negative 2 pi 2. Well, let's just do zoom standard, okay? Let's see what happens. Doesn't help you much, does it? Let's go zoom box this guy. So that's my first graph. Here's my second graph. And I think what they're saying is that it's orthogonal at this point here. So the slope of this line here, if you want to draw a tangent here, there'd be at right angles. It doesn't quite look at right angles. So if you want it to look more like right angles, what you're going to do is you're going to do zoom square. Now it looks more like they're at right angles. Okay, now it looks like they're more at right angles. Yes, you cannot do this thing analytically. Oh, can you? Yeah, you should be able to do this analytically. Let's try this analytically. Let's try this analytically. Well, no, the answer is, what does it say? It says show that they are orthogonal. Use a graphing tool to sketch the intersecting graphs of the equation and show that they are orthogonal. Orthogonal means that there's a point where if you want to draw a tangent line on one graph and a tangent line on the other graph, they are at right angles. They are at right angles. So you can see that the black and the red lines are at right angles. At the point x equals 0 and y equals 0. Yeah, except it's going to be tricky, isn't it? It's going to be yeah, no, that's all right. It should be -1. Yeah, that's all right. Let's do that, okay? Let's do that. So if you differentiate this guy, so this really becomes y equals -x, right? Okay, Cindy, Chupka. Okay, dy by dx equals -1. So that's this guy. Okay. Someone help me do the bottom one. How are you going to do the bottom one? Stephanie?
So 1 equals cosine y dy with dx.
Fantastic. Good job, girl. Good job. So what is dy by dx equal to? 1 over cosine y. Remember that what we saw in the graphing calculator is that they are orthogonal at the point 0, 0. Right here. How do I change what? Divide both sides by cosine y. Okay? So they are orthogonal at the point 0, 0. So if you put if you put y equals 0 in here, what is dy by dx equal to? What's cosine of 0? 1. What's 1 over 1? On these two slopes orthogonal. Remember, this is the slope of a tangent line, right? And this is the slope of the other tangent line. What do you know about two lines that have slopes that are negative reciprocals of each other?
Their slope has to be negative.
What? The f? I think, Monica, you need to give him that hat and cover his brain a little bit.
Wait, don't they become -1 when you multiply them together?
If the slopes are negative reciprocals, then the lines are... Thank you. Thank you. Okay? Which is orthogonal, okay? Another word for orthogonal is perpendicular. Is everybody with me on this? I really want to move on to today's topic because, unfortunately, I'm going to disappoint you. It's word problems. On Halloween. Well, Eileen told me to dress up, so I dressed up as a nerd, and so I'm doing nerdy things today. Isn't that nerd? Isn't that nerd?
I dressed up as
Yes, that's me dressing up like every day. It's recycled costumes is what it is. Okay, so take this problem down while I put a hold on this thing. All right, so here's the picture, okay? Yeah, question. Oh, yeah, I will today. All right, so you guys want to get this diagram down, okay? You want to get this diagram down. So you don't have to get this particular diagram down here unless you're an artist, okay? The bottom one, you don't need to do this bottom one. The top one you do because that's where the math comes into play. That's where the math comes into play, okay? So you can see what's happening, that water is coming into this cone and you see the height changing, okay? Now see what happens, okay? Just keep an eye on this. Look what happens. Can you guys picture what's happening? The water is rising. And what the question's asking you is, it's asking you what is the rate of that rise? How fast is it changing? That's the question. Okay? So you can see that the rate is not the same. Like, exactly. When it starts down at the bottom, look how fast it goes. See that? And then as it's getting higher and higher, it's getting slower. Kind of makes complete sense, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to use calculus to see what that rate is. Okay, we're going to use calculus to see what that rate is. Everybody fascinated with this? Yeah? All right, so make sure you get this diagram down, okay? Make sure you get this diagram down. So tell me when you're ready and then I can start doing some serious math. You guys ready? Okay. So you know that the volume of a cone is 1/3 pi r squared h, right? Back from geometry days. Okay, back from geometry days. They give you that the rate at which the water is going in is pi cubic feet per second. So they're introducing a new variable in here, okay, an independent variable. It's time. It's time. Things are changing as a function of time. So you know that dV by dt is equal to pi cubic feet per second. That's given to you. Okay, Laura? Now you're going to worry about R and H. What you really want to find, this is what you want to find, okay? They're asking you this question. At what rate is the depth of water increasing when the depth is 6 feet? So they want you to find dH by dt. This is what they want you to find. Okay? So before we go there, I need to get rid of R because I'm interested in H. That's the variable I'm interested in. Okay? That's why this is called related rates, because something is changing and then it's making something else change as well. So if you take a look at this other triangle, let me use black. So there is this big triangle here. You guys see that? And then there's this little one here. Okay, see those two triangles there? Mathematically, what do you think those triangles are? They are similar. They are similar. Again, back from geometry days. Okay? Now, if I say that the height of the big triangle is uppercase H, notice that uppercase and lowercase h have a very different meaning in math. They are two distinct symbols. Okay, so even like on a test, when the question gives you points A, B, and C, and someone writes an A like that instead of a lowercase a, that's really not very clean, okay? It's not very good. So uppercase and lowercase letters have different meanings. And then let's say that the big radius in the black triangle is uppercase R. Okay, Cindy, Aki? Got it? from similar triangles would you be willing with this relationship? Yes? If you read the paragraph, can you tell me what uppercase H is? 12. What's uppercase R? 6. Which is equal to 2. Can you tell me what R is equal to? From here. Whoa, what you get one from? Yeah, but I want R in terms of H. So isolate the R variable out of that equation there. Thank you, 1/2 H. Nice, Monica. All right. See what happens when you don't study the Iliad when I'm doing math? You can answer questions is what happens. Okay. So now what you want to do is you want to take this R and shove it in here. In where the black arrow is. And you get H squared over 4 times H. Is everybody with me on this? No? I just took, R is equal to H over 2, isn't it? Or if you square, what do you get? 4. Okay? Which is equal to pi H cubed over 12. You guys with me on this? Now I'm going to differentiate this with respect to time. On the left hand side I will get dv by dt. On the right hand side I go to use implicit differentiation because as you saw in the simulation, h is a function of time. It's going to be changing with time. You guys with me? Why did I want? Just to write it because I'm going to differentiate this, right? I want to differentiate this out because I want to look at the rate of change with respect to time. I mean, what do you mean by take it out? I did h squared and I multiply h with it. So that gives me h cubed. What do you mean by took it out? I'm not sure what you mean by took it out. Well, the 3 and 4 gives you 12, right? No, I'm waiting for the answer there. I'm waiting for differentiating. Hang on, Stephanie. I'm waiting for an answer for differentiating h cubed. What you're going to get? You're going to use that rule up there. The implicit differentiation rule. Thank you. 3h squared times h prime, which is dh by dt, right? H prime is dh by dt. Is everybody with me on this stuff? Yeah, that's fine with me. That's fine with me. I like to write it explicitly because if I drop that prime, I'm screwed. Okay? So yeah, you're more than welcome to write it as h prime. Is everybody caught up on this stuff so far? Yes? All right. Do I know what dv by dt is? Do I know what dv by dt is?
Yeah.
What is it? Pi. Y cubed. It just tells you right here, pi. These are units, okay? Those are units. All right? Does it tell you what height do you want to figure this out at? What height? What's 6 squared? 36. Can I cancel this and this? Yes? What do I get? 3. Can I cancel the pi and the pi? So I get 1 equals 9 dh by dt. Is everybody with me on this? All right? Is everybody okay here? Okay, Laura, where are you at? Okay, 12 and 36. Cancel to give you 3. 3 times 3 is